In this video, we are going to install Android Studio in our Windows 10 machine. This is Mayank Sankti and thanks for tuning in VLemon. In this video, if you want to download Android Studio, you need to visit developer.android.com studioindex.html. This URL is available in the description of this video. And right now I want to install Android Studio in Windows machine, so that's why I'm going to click on this button. And if you are looking for, or if you want to download Android Studio for some other OS, then you need to click on download options, and here we have all the available option. If let's say if I want to download Android Studio for Mac, then I'm going to select this option. Or let's say I want to install Android Studio in Linux, then I'm going to select this option. We are using Windows, so I'm going to click on this button to download the Android Studio. For this video, I already downloaded the Android Studio setup file, so I'm going to double click to launch it. If user account control asks for your permission, click on yes. If verified publisher is Google Incorporation, file origin is hard drive on this computer. Click on yes. The installation of Android Studio is straightforward. You need to click on next and select what you want to install. By default, Android Studio and Android virtual device are selected, and I don't want to uncheck any of this because we are going to use both. So I'm going to click on next, and this is important. If you want to change the installation location, feel free to change the installation location. Either you can click on browse and select the folder, or you can directly type the path here. For me, I have only one option is available, C drive, so I'm not going to change this. Then going to click on next. This is start menu folder. I'm not going to change anything for start menu folder. If you don't want to create the shortcut, check this checkbox. Click on install button. Now your actual installation is started successfully. And if you want to check the progress, click on show detail. So finally the installation is completed successfully. I'm going to click on next, and yes, I want to launch Android Studio. I'm not going to uncheck this checkbox. Click on finish. So this is the fresh installation for Android Studio, and I never used Android Studio in this machine, so we don't have any previous version installations, no previous version of config files available. So we are not going to check this radio button. I am fine with this radio button. Do not import settings. Click on OK. So Android Studio setup wizard. Welcome to Android Studio. Welcome. This wizard will set up your development environment for Android Studio. Additionally, the wizard will help port existing Android apps into Android Studio or create a new Android application project. So we are going to click on next. Now we have two options for our Android Studio configuration, whether we are going to select the standard or we select custom. I'm not going to select standard. I want to show you the options in custom. So I'm going to select custom, and then I'm going to click on next. Now we have option whether we need to select a light theme or dark theme. So I prefer dark theme, but for this video, I'm going to select the first one, and then I'm going to click on next. Now Android Studio is going to download the required Android SDK files. Without this file, we are not able to create a project in Android Studio. So this step is mandatory. Without this step, you are not able to create a new project. Right now, Android virtual device is not selected in this. If you want to select Android virtual device, feel free to select, but for the time being, I'm not going to select the Android virtual device. I'm fine with the default selection. One important thing here is Android SDK location. I prefer Android SDK location to a common shared folder in some other drive, let's say D drive, or a common folder in C drive, because this app data is not available for other users. So if you want to share the installation of Android Studio, or if you want to share this machine with someone else, then the Android SDK location must be a common shared path. For me, I'm not going to change this because I'm not going to share this machine. But for example, if you want to share this machine with some other user, then definitely you need to change the Android SDK location. So I'm going to recommend it, select or click on this ellipse button and in the D drive, in the C drive, if you have D drive, select the D drive, or if you don't have D drive, if you have only one drive, then select the C drive, create another folder here, Android, and then, so let me quickly select or create a new folder here, Android, and I want to select this location for Android SDK installation. Now this path is available for all users. So based on your machine or based on the user, select the correct Android SDK location. Click on next button. I'm not going to change the default email address settings. Click on next. And this is the final summary about the downloads. Total download size is around 1 GB and all the download is going to be saved in our C Android folder. Click on finish to initiate the download process, and it is going to take some time based on your internet connection. Okay, finally all the Android SDK related components are downloaded successfully and installed successfully in our machine. It's time to click on finish, and now we are ready to launch our Android Studio, or we are ready to create a new Android Studio project. Some important URLs.